Hey guys, Jace here with HT Interactions Dog Training, and what we're going to go over here today is how to get your puppy to accept handling. So nail trims, going to the vets, brushing them, anything that involves us having to physically manipulate the dog and let's be honest, basically do something that they don't like being done to them, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys a real quick exercise here, and it's something that you can pretty much only do with puppies, and you'll see why in just a second. But you wanna have something that you can put your back up against that's pretty stable and secure, and something soft for you to sit on the floor with, and the puppy's back's gonna be on there, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start having your puppy's back kind of tucked up against you. You're going to sit down and get in a good position here. And Hoagie's going to want to join in. All right, now, so we get the puppy here, and what you want to do, kind of tuck their bum and slide them in between your legs, right? So you want them to be on their back, in between your legs, just like this. You want to make sure you hold them in place here, okay? Now, as you can see, what is he doing? He's spazzing out. He's freaking out, squirming all over the place. It's not a great position for dogs to be in. They don't like being on their backs like this, okay? Now, the reason why I say you could pretty much only do this when they're at the puppy stage is because imagine trying to do this with your 70 to 120 pound dog. Medium-sized dogs maybe get away with it, but they're still gonna be a lot stronger, okay? Hoagie, you remember this, don't you, bud? He's like, I wanna do it.
He's like, do it with me. Show him it can be done.
You'll get your turn later, buddy. You'll get the limelight later, okay? So Hannah, if you can come up here and get a view of the hand placement that I have. You want to put one hand kind of on the dog's chest and the other here off to the side, essentially forming a little bit of a triangle here with your arms, okay? Reason being is if your dog tries to escape or bite you, right? If they try to, because they'll do that. They'll use their teeth, they'll scratch at you, they'll bite, they'll squiggle, squirm, they'll bark, they'll whimper, whine, okay? They're going to try to do all of these things to get out. And it is critically important for this exercise that you don't let them get up, okay? Now you're going to ask, well, okay, why are we doing this? Why are we putting the dog in such a uncomfortable position that's going to cause them to want to bite us and squeal and squirm and try to break free, okay? Well, the answer is pretty simple, right? Anytime that you try to do their nails, you take them to the vets, they need to get their shots. The vet needs to do their exam. You need to brush them. You need to brush their teeth. You need to put eardrops in their ears, right? Every single time you do something like that, the dogs don't like it. They don't want to do it. And what happens, they're going to squirm. They're going to bark at you. They're going to try to bite you. And when you do this for the very first time, any of one of those things for the first time, and the dog turns and nips at you when you try to trim its nails, right? What do you do instinctually? You pull your hand away. Okay, so now what does that dog learn in that exact moment? If I don't want something done to me, I use my mouth. My mouth gets me what I want, which is out of this situation. It only takes them doing that once, maybe twice, for them to be like, yeah, okay, I'm convinced this is the right behavior to do if and when somebody tries to do something to me that I don't agree with, right? That's a really bad lesson for your dog to learn. Really, really bad. They're gonna, and that just escalates. That also carry over to other things. Like if you want to put the leash on your dog to go outside and they don't want to go outside because it's raining, especially if you have a Staffordshire Terrier or a Pit Bull. They hate the rain. You clip that leash on, they know it's raining outside, you go to do it, what are they gonna do? They're gonna start biting at you. Now we think, oh my God, we have this aggressive dog, okay? It will snowball effect, that mentality, that idea that they come up with on their own, that if I don't want to do something, if I fight, I won't have to do it. So we can change that whole mentality by doing this exercise right here, okay? Now, this is Gouda, and this is his 4th time doing this with me, okay? He's a 10-week-old puppy, and the very first time we did this, he squiggled and squirmed for about 10-15 minutes. Here you can see already that he has kind of given in and he's very calm and relaxed, okay? The beginning, he fought it very temporarily and he was like, oh yeah, that's right. There's no point in fighting this, it doesn't work, okay? I have a video of Hoagie whenever I did it with him as a puppy. And if I can find that, I'll post it somewhere on the screen here for you guys to see. I believe it took him anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes the first time, and he was freaking out, okay? You guys will also get to see here towards the end of the video all the things that I can do with Hoagie because of this exercise, right? So we don't want the dog to learn that if you fight and scratch and squirm and bite and bark, you get what you want. Bad lesson for the dog to learn. Instead, we want to show him that, hey, this is uncomfortable. Yes, you don't like it. Yes, I understand that. But there's going to be times in your life where it is necessary for you to have to go through something you don't enjoy. And guess what? It's really not going to be that bad. Okay? When we trim their nails, it's not that bad. When we have to brush them, put drops in their ears, like it isn't going to kill them. But I know a lot of you guys at home have dogs or have seen dogs where you think you are killing them the way they act and squeal and scream when you try to touch one of their paws, okay? And it's because of that mentality that they have. In the end, nothing that we're going to do is actually going to cause any physical harm or damage to the dog, okay? So we have to get them to understand that, yeah, I get that you don't enjoy this, and it's not your favorite thing, but it's not the end of the world. And really cool concept called pre-macking. We're going to then give you something that you do like and enjoy afterwards, okay? Pre-macking principle is like you do something that you don't enjoy, and then it's directly followed with something that you do enjoy, which will make you more likely to want to endure the thing and do the thing that you don't enjoy as much, right? A prime example of this is, hey, you know, kids, if you eat your broccoli, we'll get you ice cream, okay? Do the behavior, do the thing that you don't want to do to get the thing that you do like, right? Very simple. What that could look like is after the dog is calm and settled and you've done the things with them, you let them go and you can get them some treats. Or for these guys, they really like to play. So we'll play ball, we'll play tug, we'll do something really fun that they like and enjoy. But I'm not going to use this stuff to bribe the dog to get through the process. Okay, you'll see a lot of people that'll have like treats or cheese or hot dogs or Cheese Whiz or something that they're actively feeding the dog and basically distracting them with while you do the other things that you're doing with them, okay? And while that kind of works to a certain degree, yes, what it doesn't allow for is, you know, it doesn't teach the dog that, hey, you're going to have to learn to trust me, that nothing bad's going to happen to you, that I know you don't like this, but it's going to be fine and good things are going to happen afterwards. And then the really bad thing about doing that kind of bribery strategy is that what happens when you don't have those things? What happens when you don't have the hot dog or the treats or the Cheese Whiz or whatever it is? Then your dog is going to freak out. And they still haven't actually learned how to cope and deal with and overcome a stressful situation. And that is another huge lesson that our dogs need to have. If you actually want to come get close here, you'll see that he's starting to lull into a little sleep here. And that's our goal as well. So the dogs will start out fussing and fighting and squirming and screaming, and you want to hold them in such a way that in between your legs, if they start to swiggle and squirm, you tighten up to hold them in place. You can push down on their chests, hold it on the side, make sure they don't move. But what you also want to make sure is that when they're calm and relaxed and they're no longer fighting you, you need to be calm and relaxed. You don't want to keep that tension, that pressure on them, okay? And you're going to have a few of those battles back and forth, back and forth. If you watch whenever I first put him in between my legs, you'll see how that played out. Again, this is like his 5th time doing this, so you could see how it's already working really well. And you get them to a point where they're like, oh, this is actually kind of good. I like this. This is calm and relaxing. This is soothing. And when you get them to this stage pretty quickly, like I did with him here, then the next step is, all right, let's start handling the dog. Let's grab their paws, pet each claw, feel in between, go down their legs, reach down and grab the back paws. And at any point in time, if the dog starts to fight or fuss this, all you have to do is just go back to restraining them. And as soon as they stop fighting, you relax. And then you go and you do the exact same thing that caused them to freak out. And you go back and forth, so you get to the point where the dog's like, oh, okay, one, there's no point in fighting. I'm not going to win. I can't bite him, I can't bark, I can't swiggle. All of that stuff is just useless, so I might as well stop. So the dog never learns that they can use their mouth to get what they want. The other thing is, like I was saying before, is that they learn how to cope with and overcome a stressful situation. They learn how to trust you. And there's a lot of things you could do to get your dogs to trust you outside of this stuff. At some point in life, we all face adversity and stress. And if we've never learned how to deal with it and overcome it, well, guess what? Now we're anxious. Now we're nervous about things. Thanks for that, Hoagie. Okay. So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted here, it's so important for us to overcome that adversity. It builds stronger, resilient people, dogs, you name it. Okay, whatever it is that you're having difficulty and issues in life, if you aren't prepared to handle that stress and deal with it, you're going to crumble and fall and you're going to be a nervous, anxious wreck. So we need to strategically show our dogs, hey, there's going to be moments and times where it's stressful and it's difficult. We're going to get through this together. I'm going to hold your hand through it. It's not going to be so bad. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. And if we can explain that to our puppies and they grow older, they face the unavoidable stresses of life, they're going to have a better way of dealing with it. They're going to be more confident dogs. Okay. So anyways, after you've practiced getting them calm and relaxed to the point where they're almost falling asleep, you'll let them up. Okay. That's the first step. Second step, the next time you do this, you get them calm and relaxed. You start to feel them between their toes, desensitize them to being touched. If they don't fuss or fight, you let them up, you give them the reward, whatever your reward is going to be. Okay. Then from there, we can practice touching their ears. You can get something and pretend to put it in their ears like it's an eardrop. If they want to sniff and check it out, let them. Let them see what it is. Hey, check this out, buddy. It's not that bad. It's not a big deal. He wants to bite it like it's a chew toy. Cool. Okay? And then we're going to boop, put one drop there. Boop, one drop there. Right? So you just practice these things. You can feel around in their gums. And again, if they start fussing and fighting, you just wait. You hold them through until they're calmer and more relaxed. Goes to bite me. I just remove, kind of hold him still. Feel his teeth. He's just licking. That's fine. So we're going around the gums. We're touching the teeth. This is prepping them for brushing their teeth, right? He's not being too crazy. Good. Hey, no. No. So there you see I gave like a little no correction and just restrained him again. Be like, no, don't try to bite my fingers. Go back in. He's fighting, he's pulling away. So he's like, hey, if I can't bite you, then I'll try to pull away from you, right? Again, we're holding him in place here, so he can't do that. Good boy. And there I can touch his gums and his teeth. No muss, no fuss, just like that. Good job, buddy. Way to go. Now that's a point where I would end it and I would let him go and say, okay, awesome job. And that's one of the sessions, right? But for the sake of this video, unfortunately, we're going to try moving up to the next thing, which is the dreaded nails, right? I like to use a Dremel instead of the clips. Dremel, you really can't injure the dogs. If you use the clippers, if you clip too far, like if they have black nails, it's hard to see they're quick. You clip too far down, and that does actually hurt. And now we are causing a bad experience for the dog. Nail Dremels, it's a lot harder to do that with. Almost impossible, okay? So first step, let him see it, let him check it out. Next stage, turn it on. So now he could hear it, cocks his head. Hey, what's that? Again, let him kind of sniff and check it out. If your dog has an extreme reaction to this and they start really fussing and fighting and squirming, just kind of set it down next to you, let the noise go, and you work them through it. You hold them, you restrain them, wait till they settle, you get them back to being calm and relaxed, even with the presence of the sound of the Dremel, and then you would release them and let them up. Okay, so you can take this in a lot more like baby steps than what I'm doing here with trying to show you guys everything at once, okay? Now, the cool thing about the way we're restraining and having my hands here is that I can use my forearm and my wrist to continue to hold him down in position while grabbing his paw here. And we can come in with the nail Dremel, and I can use my legs to hold him in place. And all I'm going to do is one little, that's it, right? See his response to it, see his reaction. Not that bad. We go back. Boop. Good job, bud. And now again, this is his first time ever doing this, hearing the Dremel, seeing the Dremel, feeling it on his nails. So there you see his back legs kicked up, he responded, reacted to that one. No big deal. When you let your dogs investigate and sniff it when it's on, don't let them touch their nose to the top here or lick it, because that can be a little aversive to them. So here he's going to squirm and fight. I'm holding him in place. I tightened with my legs. I press down with my forearm. He relaxes. I relax. Right? Come back in. He's fighting, so I'm just going to stop. I'm not even going to try to like do it while he's fighting me, right? You want it to be complete compliance, nice, calm, relaxed. There we go. He fights, he squirms. We restrain him. Good. You always set it down. So here's a good example of him really trying to get out here. That's it, bud. Like, you can talk to him and praise him. Hey, buddy, good boy. That's it. Nice and easy. Tries to get out. You hold him in. And I can't explain and stress enough that as soon as the dog stops fighting, you too need to be calm and take the pressure off. Okay? Tension creates tension. So if the dog is relaxed and stopped and is given in and you're still clamping down on them, it's actually probably going to cause them to try to escape again. All right? That's it, bud. Yeah. Okay, now again, since this is his first time, I'm just going to do one more little tap. And my objective here, I'm not actually trying to file his nails down to the desired length that I want him to be. I don't care about that right now. All I want is for him to just get used to this feeling, the sight and the sound of the nail Dremel, get used to being in this position and handled, and understanding that you're not going to get out of this even if you try. Okay? And that also, it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world, right? So here we take this again, let him see it, because again, I knew he was going to do that, so I didn't try to file it down, because I want him to be completely calm and relaxed whenever I go to do it. If he fights and he fusses, I'm not going to try to fight through it to get it done. I'm going to deal with that first, the fighting and the fussing, and then once calm and relaxed, we show him. There's a really good fight that he's trying to give me here. Starting to whimper, whine a little bit. It's okay, bud. It's not that bad. Yeah. Good job. That was perfect. Okay, buddy. Yes. And then you let him get up. You go, boys. Yes. You did it, buddy. You did it. You did. If they want to check out the tools afterwards, let them go ahead and do that. Okay. Again, now this is where you could enter in with some treat rewards. You don't necessarily have to, okay, but you can. I would advise that you do. I was terribly prepared. I don't have any treats for him or anything, but you'll see what I do here with Hoagie next. I'm going to show you guys what all of this that I just did and described to you guys, what this is going to look like a year, 2, 3 years into the future. All right, now another thing that this exercise really helped me and Hoagie out with is Hoagie has heart disease. And so we had to go to the vets. He had to get a ultrasound done where they had to shave basically his whole entire chest area and then, put the gel on and get the machine and all that. And they were quoting and expecting it to be like 45 minutes to an hour. It only took us 15 minutes. It's like a world record at that vet's office. These vet techs were just blown away at how calm and chill and relaxed he was during this process. What did I do? Same thing I did as a puppy. I got him up, slid him down in between my legs. He's on his back. I held him there. He was calm. He was relaxed. Him and I have a wonderful relationship. He trusts me. They were able to do whatever they wanted to him. And the really funny thing was actually is the screen was right there next to him. And he was actually just pretty much the entire time just looking over at the screen as if he knew, like, hey, that's my heart in there. But so I'm going to kind of just demonstrate really quick here and show you guys. Come here, Hooks. And he's probably going to mess up and bump the mic, so I apologize for the audio here. Gouda Boy is going to definitely be in the way. But, so even for your much, much bigger dogs, we want to try to get them up. All right, Gouda. Slide them down in between here. You can let Gouda go. Hey, you just speak, bud. No. And the reason why I told my wife, I'm like, hey, let Gouda go, is because, again, this is showing, even with a pestering puppy here, hey, I need you. Bless you. Oh, come on. All right, we'll try again. That'll be a good blooper. I know. So, I want to show you that even with the puppy here not being very cooperative, that I can get big old Hoagie here, mean aggressive Dutch Shepherd protection dog, calm and relaxed in between my legs. Good boy. Now, it was very difficult getting into this position because he's huge, but this is what we did. And they were able to shave his whole sides, put the gel on, do the ultrasound. Didn't have to take any medication, no restraint other than this. Didn't try to bite the techs. Out in 15 minutes. So here's the proof, guys. This works, and it's going to change your lives, okay? What this is going to translate to, everything that I just showed you with little Gouda, okay? We get the dog to the point where being touched, being handled, I can do whatever I want to this guy. I can touch him. I can lift his paws up, even with a young little puppy jumping at his face, right? He's not moving. He's not going anywhere. He's not trying to fight. The only reason I'm over top here is because this is an easier angle to do his nails, right? So if you do everything that we just talked about and described, these are the results you could get. And if you look at his face, he's probably not thrilled about this. He's not loving it. And your nails actually did need done, so this is perfect. But as you can see, no muss, no fuss, no freaking out. He's not yanking his paw away. And he very well could. He's a lot stronger than me. He could buck like a bronco. He could bite me. But I did this with him ever since he was a little pup. You see he kind of pulled away a little bit. Again, I just stop and I wait until he accepts it and allows me to do what I need to do. And the other cool thing that I like about the nail Dremel is that you could round off the nails. Sometimes when you use the nail clips, yes, you clip them shorter, but they're still sharp. So they're still going to hurt when they jump on you. Very good, buddy. Very good. One more. Uno mas, big guy. Now watch this, guys. So this is what I mean by the Premack principle of you do something you don't like, and then we are going to do something you do like. Ready, bud? Okay. Oh. So you see how happy and excited he got. He knows okay means we're going to do something fun. He goes over to the table where all of our toys are. Okay. And we get to play a game, right? So now we're going to play, which is his favorite thing to do. Pussy. Okay. Yeah, good boys. Pussy. Okay. And we reward the dog and we show, hey, thank you for cooperating with me. Pussy. Thank you for going through something I know you don't want to do. Because you did so well, because you listened to me, here's your reward. I didn't hang that over his head. I didn't dangle it in front of him. I didn't bribe him with it. It's just the agreement that we've come to as partners here. Pussy. Okay. That if you do that thing you don't like, you're going to get something that you do like. There you go, Gouda. Okay, now, next thing we can do, a lot of people struggle with as well. I'm going to brush his teeth. This one's a little bit more difficult for Hoagie to do because it's in his mouth and he's going to try to close his mouth at times and stick his tongue out and lick the toothpaste, but he does pretty good overall. Come here, Hoags. Okay, sit. Nice. So what I do is I come in, kind of pry and hold open his mouth, and we start brushing. Yeah. Like I said, it's not the best, even with Gouda getting up in there, saying, hey, I want some of that toothpaste. But easy. Get him nice and calm, relaxed. That's it. That's a little better. See him shaking, trying to bite down. Good boy. But he's not really pulling and trying to rip his head away. For the most part, he's doing pretty good with it. All right, we do a little brush up top here. Nice. Good. Open up. Open up. Good. That boy. Oh, he's so good. Nice. Okay. Oh, and because he did well, same thing. We reward him with a toy. Because his favorite thing in life is to play. Except for that time. Well, now Gouda's got it. Here you go, buddy. So that's what it looks like with a dog that has learned and understands and accepts that there's going to be times and situations where you need to be handled and controlled, and you're not going to necessarily like it. It's in your best interest to work with me, not against me. And in the end, you didn't die, and you get something really cool and fun to do afterwards. Okay? So I hope this helped out. If it did, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys in the next one.